One of the ways to grow on Instagram is to post consistently. But if you are busy with work or with school throughout the week, you may not have enough time to create a lettering post and also uploading it on the same day. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I batch create my lettering post for Instagram and hopefully help you save some time as well. Hi everyone, I'm Gadis of Made by Mutiara and welcome to my channel. I'm a creative calligrapher over on Instagram, and in one of my past videos, I did share about how posting consistently has definitely helped my Instagram account grow. But the one thing that I was doing back in the past was creating that Instagram post on the same day and then uploading it later in the day, which I come to find is not very conducive for my productivity because I could have been doing other things at the same time. So yeah, lately I've been trying something different where I started to batch create my Instagram posts. And usually I batch create enough for one whole week, and I don't only just batch create, I also batch edit, I batch prepare. Basically, I just batch everything. So here's the first thing that I do in my batch creating system. The one thing that has helped me plan my posts in advance is this calendar over here. So I take part in lettering challenges every single month and I use that as my prompts of what to post. So at the start of each month, I use this blank calendar and write down the prompts of all of the challenges, and the sun is coming in, don't mind. Go away. Excuse me. I mean, you can stay, but just bring the clouds over. What was I saying? Oh yeah, lettering challenges. So the ones that I'm interested to take part in, I'll write their prompts inside each of the boxes over here. So this is what my calendar looks like. You want to call it a content calendar maybe, but here are all the prompts, and then I also include like the hashtags of the ones that I intend to take part in, but whether I do or not is relative. But yeah, so for me, I personally prioritize the challenges that I'm hosting, which is this one, the Girls with Charm lettering, and then I indicate like, oh okay, if it's a 2-day challenge, then I'll put a line across. Every month I do save all the challenges that I'm interested in inside all of these monthly folders in my Instagram. So for example, I have 1, 2, 3, about 12 different posts over here, but of course I don't take part in all. But whenever I look at my calendar and then I see like, oh, I don't really want to create this on this day, and then I go back to this and then see like, oh okay, maybe I can do this post instead for this challenge. And yeah, at least this kind of thing helps me to see the options available. So for me, I post at least one post a day, or I aim to post at least one post a day for the whole week. By using this, I'm already going to shortlist the posts that I'm going to upload on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way till Sunday. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to batch sketch my Instagram posts. So this is my handy dandy sketchbook where I do all of the sketches for my Instagram posts. You may recognize some of them, you may not, because I tend to do a lot of different sketches for one post. And you see I like indicate, okay, this is for which day, this is for which day. And yeah, this is really a big part of my process about how I look at it. These are all the different coffee posts I made in the past, and yeah, it does make it much easier because at this stage also I think about like, oh, which watercolors I want to choose. And one thing that I find is that when I'm doing this, I'm sort of like in a flow state, so I actually keep lettering as long as I feel like going at it. It makes it easier to create later on because sometimes I'm not inspired to create on the spot, so having all these sketches really does help. So yeah, look at this. It's just a plain notebook. You don't have to go for anything fancy. Everything I do is in pencil, and whenever I feel like I need to sketch something for a quote I see, I usually do it all inside this book over here. So yeah, this batch sketching process I think takes me between 15 to 30 minutes depending on how complicated I want the post to be. But that brings me to my next part, batch create. Now, this part usually takes me the longest because I may need between 1 to 2 hours to create all of my lettering posts, which is a perfect time to catch up on TV shows like The Never-Ending Grey's Anatomy. And another reason why batch creating works for me is because I rely a lot on the natural light coming from my window, so I have to do a couple of pieces at the same time. And I'm also actually doing lettering videos out of all of these Instagram posts. You don't have to, this is just my own preference of what type of content that I choose just to upload. But if you do lettering photos, then that definitely will take much faster in general. And since I already have all of the sketches prepared, something that does help make my process a bit faster is the fact that I already have in mind, like, okay, what parts do I want to show in my lettering video? What parts do I want to zoom in when I'm doing my lettering video? I already have an idea of what the final video might look like. So now that's done, all that's left is to edit the lettering videos, and this will definitely get easier the more you do it. It takes me between 15 to 20 minutes to edit each video, so sometimes what I do is to leave the editing part to maybe the day before I'm gonna upload. It depends. But I will also batch edit my lettering videos and photos. But the one thing that I still find to be the most time consuming of this entire post creating process is creating the captions / description of the post and also doing the hashtags. I don't know, I feel like this is the reason why I tend to post my post late, because I don't know what to put in the hashtag and description. If you struggle with this, then let me know in the comments and high five also, because why no one tell me that this was gonna be so difficult? But thankfully, it's not too bad now as compared in the past, because I have implemented a system where I keep all of my captions and descriptions and hashtags in this very useful app called Trello. So this is what my Trello board looks like. So if you take a look over here, I actually categorize all of my captions, hashtags according to the medium that I use. So for example, I have one for watercolor, handmade watercolor, ribbon lettering, whether I'm using Tombow dual brush pens. So let me just show you an example of maybe my ribbon lettering. So over here, if I click on it, so you'll see this is where I have put in my caption. So this is what I can do to edit it. So I'll just write in some things, and I do have like a template that I've settled in, and I'll copy paste into every single one of my captions. So what happens is that I mainly do my research for hashtags on my desktop computer. So after I've selected those hashtags, I put it inside this card over here. I press save, and then I can immediately go to my phone. It's all there updated, and yeah, it makes it much easier. You can definitely do this using the Notes app if you have an Apple phone and you're using a MacBook, but because I use a Samsung phone, I don't really have an app that can sync both of them together, so this is my next best choice. But last but not least, to save time on this batch creation process, something that you can do is to schedule your Instagram posts. I personally use the Instagram Creator Studio to schedule my Instagram posts. Number one, because it's free. I also have a video on that up over here of me walking through, but at the point of filming this video, I have noticed that the interface has changed a little bit, so just keep in mind. Other than that, the features are all still the same. But of course, you can also use any other app that's available out there, like Planoly, Later, Tailwind also can schedule your posts, but again, all those maybe you need to pay a bit to help you schedule your posts. But truth be told, I actually do not like to schedule my posts, mainly because I want to be present to respond to comments when I upload my post. But again, this is just a personal preference. If you don't have time to also, let's say, respond to comments at the point of uploading, then by all means schedule your posts ahead of time. So this is the breakdown of what my current ideal workflow is like with this batch creating system. Saturday night, I batch sketch all my posts. Sunday, about 2 to 3 hours, I'll batch create all of my lettering posts. At night, maybe I'll do some editing for some of the videos and also prepare the captions for maybe some of the earlier posts that I'm posting earlier that week. And then of course, schedule it for the rest of the week. For me personally, batch creating does take a lot of energy and time to prepare and film, so I do want to dedicate one day to just doing all that. All of the other tasks where you're doing the description, the hashtag, the caption, I can definitely like scatter them throughout the week, because I don't really need to be like on my table. I can do it like when I'm on the commute. So that is my process, and it might not work for you, and that's fine, because I think we all have different ways of being productive. But I hope that if you are looking for a way to save time to create posts and also be able to post consistently, then maybe this batch creating system will help you with that. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below, and what has helped you in your process when it comes to creating lettering posts. Feel free to share them, because you know what, I think my process can definitely be better, but so far this batch creating thing is 10 out of 10 working for me. And also, just disclaimer, yes, I do say that posting consistently does help. It has helped for me, it might help for you, but don't be too pressured or stressed by the fact that, oh, I never post today, I'm a failure. No, don't think that, okay? If you cannot post, it's okay. Just try to find a way to make it such that you can post in the future. But also, don't stress. So in every video, I want to do a shout out to one of you as a thank you, and today's shout out goes to Lettering by Inika. Yay! Thank you so much for leaving a comment in my last video where I did my March bullet journal setup. I really love to know what you guys think about my video. So of course, if you want a shout out in my next video, leave a comment down below in the YouTube video, and of course, feel free to share this in your Insta stories and tag me at Made by Mutiara. If you like this video, then give this a thumbs up, and of course, if you've not subscribed, then press the subscribe button and be notified when I upload a new video by pushing that bell as well. Thank you again for all of your support. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!